Amir Khan here for Seconds Out with Misfits Boxing promoter MAMS Taylor. MAMS, good to see you. That was an action-packed weigh-in there. A few kickoffs there, headlined by Danny Aaron's and Danny Simpson, Premier League title winner, being brought over to Misfits Boxing. What can we expect from this weekend's action?
Did you say, what was your name?
Amir Khan.
Amir Khan. We're looking at maybe fighting an Amir Khan. I thought you said Amir Khan. Yeah, man, it's really exciting stuff. It's just the type of weigh-in you've come to expect from Misfits. Anything can happen. Second year anniversary. We got a Premier League footballer in here, a champion, against Danny Aaron's, who's a massive, massive star in his own right and an up-and-coming star in this space. So, and that very much depends on his performance in the ring. Will the lifelong athlete at the highest level be able to be a stumbling block for the rising star of Danny Aaron's? That's a question will be answered tomorrow night.
You mentioned that this is an anniversary for Misfits. It must be nice to have created a scene out of embers. Obviously, the social media influencers were trying to put boxing together, but it was never to this sort of scale. And to create something that's been going strong for 2 years and is increasing in stature, must be proud of that.
We're very proud. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been a lot of learning curves. There's been a lot, there's been a lot of joy from it as well, and a lot to be proud of. A lot of great relationships formed, a lot of inspiration for people who want to become fighters, want to lose weight, connecting with an audience. It's just been awesome overall, man. Couldn't be more proud.
How long have you been trying to get HSTIKKYTOKKY over a fight, and how glad are you to have finally got that over the line?
Mate, one day I'll write a book. Just on that. It's not a chapter. The HSTIKKYTOKKY is a book on his own. There's a lot of books for Misfits that are unlocked. One day a tell-all story when everyone's all retired and done. But yeah, it's amazing to have him on now. The guy is a superstar. Love him or hate him, he just has that aura. And listen, again, it's all about him, Danny Aaron's, the next gen of super duper star. They have to back it up in the ring, because you could have all the charm, all the charisma, all the fans, but if you can't back it up in the ring, people are going to lose interest, and it's just going to be a novelty. So let's find out Saturday night.
I did just speak to HSTIKKYTOKKY a moment ago and asked him for his dream fight, and he said the dream fight for him would be Jake Paul. Now, there's been some friction with getting the KSI Jake Paul fight over the line, but do you think you could throw HSTIKKYTOKKY in there?
Who knows? Honestly, I don't know about friction. It's just KSI wants to fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul pretends to want to fight KSI. I think the savvy fans with a decent IQ have now seen that it's a one-sided affair, because every time KSI wants to fight him, it's like, oh, go up another 20 pounds, go up another 15 pounds. It's like you can't expect KSI to just chase that fight, so we stopped chasing it. But if 200 pounds is Jake Paul's new weight, there's a guy in the horizons. Put some time and commitment and dedication into this, and that's a guy who's going to knock out Jake Paul within a year.
Now, KSI mentioned that the Tommy Fury fight doesn't really factor into his thinking right now, and he's got other targets in mind. And you said we're chasing down maybe an Amir Khan. How likely is that fight to happen before the end of this year?
We're having ongoing conversations with a couple of parties. Let's see what happens, but KSI is only interested in the big fight. He's only interested in fights where I think perception-wise he's going to be the underdog. He thrives as an underdog. That's what he loves. That's where you get the best version of KSI, because people like the Floyds and the Amir Khans and the Andrew Tates and Conor McGregor's, he's going to be the underdog. And ultimately, it's not going to be the type of fight that you get with Jake, where you pretty much, other than the Tommy Fury fight, you pretty much know he's got all the advantages to win the fight, so it doesn't make it as exciting, you know? But yeah, we're very, very gassed about the potential opponents.
Let me ask you then about some other fighters who might be joining in the scene. Tyron Woodley, you've been pictured with him, you've had talks with him. What's the status of Tyron Woodley coming to Misfits Boxing?
Listen, I think Tyron and I have a really good relationship. He's a great guy, really great guy. I've got all the time in the world for him. When he wants to fight, if he chooses to box, I would hope that it's on Misfits Boxing, and the door's super open. There's ongoing conversations at a slower pace, but let's see where it goes.
What about the return of Dillon Danis?
I think I'm the only I'm the only person who, out of the team, everyone's like, JJ always says, mate, why do you like Dillon? I've got a soft spot for him. I think he's very entertaining, and I think I don't know that we'll see him back in a boxing ring, but we'll see him doing MMA when that launches with us.
Misfits Boxing MMA, you'd have Dillon Danis as one of your flag bearers.
Misfits House of Combat is Misfits Boxing, which is the crossover boxing. MF Pro, which is Misfits Pro Boxing, and that's going to be launching in a big way. We're already sprinkling it onto cards here and there, and then of course you've got the MMA, which more to come on that.
You might have some MMA action this weekend because Darren Till has put out a message on Twitter, said, can't wait to come to Misfits Boxing to give people a few slaps here and there. Are you expecting him this weekend?
Listen, he's always welcome. We love Darren, and watch this space. I think we'll see him fighting very soon as well.
I had a brief conversation with him at the Joyce versus Chisora fight night, and I said to him, are the rumours true that you might be fighting AT? He said, look, I'll deal with AT whenever that fight's put up to me. I'm happy to fight him, just to paraphrase him. But could that be in the offing for AT if it gets through Gabe Silver this weekend?
Let's see. Let's get through this weekend, and we'll start looking at other plans.
Mams, just talk me to about plans for increasing the stature of Misfits through the end of this year and into next year. What are the other plans that Misfits Boxing have to really grow?
Well, I've given you a nice blueprint of some of the stuff we have planned with the Misfits House of Combat. You're going to have 3 separate divisions for different people. To the pro boxers, I'm talking pro boxers at the highest level. We got Misfits Boxing, which is its own ecosystem already and its own little mini universe that is just expanding at an exponential, crazy rate. Then we've got Misfits MMA when that launches. So between those 3 things, we're going to have our hands full, but that's not the end of it. There's a lot more plans.
Just to jump back to KSI talk, Tommy Fury, the likelihood of a rematch with Tommy Fury, what do you think?
Look, I think with these kinds of matches, Tommy Fury's KSI's got a list, and that hit list looks very impressive. It looks, everyone on that list, I'd say he would be the calculated underdog to the fan base, and Tommy Fury's on that list. I think when it makes sense, that fight should happen as well.
I was very impressed by the signing of Jahan Ingram. I'll get it right there. Any other signings in the pipeline?
Yes, there are. I can't talk about them right now, but Jahan Ingram, big, bright future ahead of him. Amir Anderson as well, 10-time national champion. Incredible. Both of them, incredible talents, bright futures ahead of them.
Mams, pleasure speaking to you. Thanks for speaking to SecondsOut. So looking forward to this weekend.
Thanks, mate. Take care, yeah.